All right, so on the state exam, you have what we call as, Prometric calls it modified partial bed bath. All right, this is not the bed bath on the state written exam. This is not the bed bath that you do in the real world. This is Prometric bed bath. Okay, so for them, the mannequin is a situation. That means we're gonna clean up Miss Susie. All right, they have specific body parts. Then after providing a bed bath for Miss Susie, we have to make sure that her back is lotioned up. That means a back rub. Right, those things have to happen on this scale. Again, this is a long scale. Technically, it's about 20 to 26 minutes. All right, from the start and from the end. That means from hand washing all the way down. Okay. What specific body parts are we supposed to use? Because technically, this is our first hygiene skill. Hygiene skills, three things gotta happen. You wash it, you rinse it, you dry it. All right. Washing and rinsing. All right. You don't rub. You don't scrub. It's always one direction in long strokes. Okay. Washing and rinsing. And drying. How do we dry? You pat dry. Same thing with hand hygiene. Same principles apply. Okay. So for Prometric, they have specific body parts. Because for all hygiene skills, they're technically just looking at how you clean the person. All right. Not how clean the person is, but the method you actually use. So for us to remember the body parts and what we're supposed to be using, we're gonna divide the body parts by regions. All right. First region is the head. Okay. So on the head, what you're supposed to be washing first is the person's eyes. So how do we clean the eyes? From the inner to the outer. Either you swipe clockwise, halfway, or counterclockwise, the other way. All right. Half a circle is more than enough. Okay. Then you have to make sure that the washcloth you're using or the small towel you're using, that side cannot go on this side. So that means you have to flip the washcloth. The different side of the washcloth has to be used for the other eye that is now in front of you. So inner to outer, that way or this way. Either or is correct. All right. So again, it is technique that they're looking at. So you don't need to make sure that the eye is clean. So that means one or two strokes is more than enough. Right. So after you're done with the eye, no soap. All right. Only plain water for this. Then you have the face. The face is considered from the forehead down to the chin. All right. You're gonna start again with the body part away from you, which is this part. If I'm here, I'm standing on this side. Then I'm gonna swipe from the forehead down to the chin. Then I'm gonna flip the washcloth. A different side gotta be used for this side as well. Then forehead to chin. Again, only water. All right. You're not gonna use soap. All right. Then you're gonna dry it. Okay. Then we're not done with the head yet because now we're supposed to be cleaning technically behind the ear and behind the other ear across the neck. So that means if I'm cleaning Miss Susie on the state exam, I'm going to teach you guys two methods on how to use a washcloth. The first method is the one that's preferable. So this is called the mitt. I'll make everybody do this in a bit. All right. So again, the eye, inner to outer. Then I flip. Make sure it's not this side I'm using again. So I take this. You guys will realize this later when we start doing it all together. I grab the one corner, then I make the mitt again. But every time I do that, this will always be a different side. Technically, we could switch this 5 times. Okay. Then I get this. All right. Then I'm gonna do the face. Get another corner, the same corner, it doesn't matter. Flip it again, and every time I do that, this is always different. So forehead down to the chin. 1 or 2 strokes is more than enough. If you're gonna take a second stroke, then you gotta flip the towel again. Flip, doesn't go on this side down. Then this side. Then flip this for the last time. I mean, we're done now. You're gonna hang this. You're not gonna rinse yet because now you're gonna clean behind the ears and neck. Okay. So you're gonna now take this washcloth, wet it, soap it. All right. Once you got soap on this, then again, technique is only being used behind the ear, across the neck, behind the other ear. One single stroke is good. If you want to do it again, then of course flip this again. Then do the same thing again, behind the ear, across the neck, behind the other ear. All right. So again, that is for the head. Now after that, you're now gonna do the person's chest and trunk, chest and abdomen. So for this, the patient is technically on a supine position. Sorry, all right. So chest and abdomen. All right. So from the neck, ears, all right, moving forward to all the next body parts, you're supposed to be using soap. All right. So this, the chest is a different body part. The abdominal area is a different body part. So let's say I got soap on this one also. So above the nipple line, one single swipe across, underneath the breastbone of the breast that is away from me, then the breast that is in front of me, underneath. Then I'm going to flip this. Then the abdomen is a flat region, so that means upper, middle, bottom. Divide it into 3, upper, middle, and bottom, and you're good. Then you take this out, put it on the side, then you're going to rinse this with a different washcloth, right? Different washcloth to rinse behind the ear and neck, different washcloth to rinse the soap off the chest and abdomen, right? Then you dry it, okay? Then after that body part, so your patient will be naked, the Susie will be naked, there will be no gown. So now you're going to do the arm. The arm will include the hand. So that means when you're cleaning from the shoulder all the way to the finger. And you have to cover everything, including the armpit. But which arm am I going to choose? Because you're only required to clean one arm. If you clean both arms, you'll fail. That means you didn't follow instructions. So which arm are you going to choose? You're going to choose the weak side. So if this call light is here, and I want to be on this side, I put the call light on this side, so this becomes what? The weak side. All right, you determine your own weak side. All right, in this skill, the skills card do not tell you which the weak side is. So the weak side is where you're supposed to be standing all the time whenever you're doing a bed bath. So you're going to support this because it's the weak side, then you're going to clean. All right, this one, no flipping of washcloths. Okay, so again, first region, the head, second region, the trunk, third region, the arm. And the last region, it is now Miss Susie's back. All right, so the back is simple because it is just a flat surface. All right, so you wash it, you rinse it, you dry it. But after drying it, you're not going to put on a new gown yet. You're going to have to make sure that you rub lotion. All right, in nursing, we just call it the back rub. Back rub, it has to have a care plan, right? It has to have a doctor's order. You can't just back rub another person's back. Okay, well, for the sake of the written exam, this is technically supposed to be 3 to 5 minutes for a back rub. For the state exam, we're not. Right? So what do I need to know for a back rub? You're going to use lotion. That's why they got lotion here in the second drawer, right? When lotion, doesn't matter what season it is, cold, winter or summer, the lotion is always cold. So you have to make sure that you warm it up. So how do we warm up lotion? Just put it on the palm and warm it up. Okay. Then how do we apply it? When we're doing back rubs, Prometric needs to see 2 strokes. What are the 2 strokes? Gliding and circular. Right? Again, gliding and circular. If they miss one, then you get that wrong. Right? So how do I remember this? Gliding, I'm applying the lotion in. Circular, I'm rubbing the lotion in. You guys get that? Apply, rub it in. Apply, rub it in. 2 strokes has to happen for that last few parts of the skill. All right. Then of course you dress the person. Okay. So when we are undressing and dressing an individual, the rules still apply for this skill. That means when we're undressing Miss Susie from this gown, the gown has to be undressed from the person's strong side. If that is the strong side, so that means I remove the gown from the strong side towards the left and pull it out. But when you are dressing a person, you go from weak to strong. That means dress them on the weak side first, then go to the strong side. It doesn't matter what garment you're using, whether you're changing the pants, changing the socks, changing the shoes, that principle has to apply. Weak to strong for dressing, strong to weak for undressing. Guys, remember that for the sake of the skills exam and for the sake of the written exam. We're good? Yes, yes. All right. So for everybody to know the methods for washcloth, grab one. So we'll do. The critical care unit is required to technically do that as well. And Elsevier and Prometric technically recommend that. Mandates it, your choice to make, right? So when you work in ICU, CCU, they typically have their own mitts. The mitts look like this. They're commercially prepared, all right? They look already like this. So when you use it, you just get it from the nursing closet. They're all stacked up, and you just put your palm on it. And then every time you use it, you just flip your hand. But for us, we don't have that luxury, especially in nursing homes and med-surg units. Okay, so when we'll try, everybody will be on the same page. Right hand. I'm pinching it with my palm, with my thumb. So you're holding. Okay. Person, all right, the side you're on, then Prometric, right? So she'll be the one talking for Miss Susie. She'll be the one moving for Susie. So that means if you're the partner, the doctor will allow you inside this room and sit. And whenever you're needed, you're going to stand up and for her. All right. So what are the equipments for this skill? Hygiene. So we're going to need the basin. The basin is the large basin. It's going to be on the second drawer of that bedside table. Other sides, it can be on the second or third drawer, either or. It's always going to be on the lower shelves. The bath basin. The bath basin, of course, you're going to use water. Right? How much water are you going to put inside the basin? The water that you need. So you can approximate it yourself. For the written exams, it is 2/3 or half. For the skills exam, Prometric don't care how much water you're supposed to be using on that basin. All right? Just don't overfill it. You might spill it. Okay? Because hygiene skills, you technically cannot make the bed wet. All right? You're going to protect the bed as much as possible. And I'll teach you guys how to do that. All right? Overfilling the basin will make it really, really difficult. So we need a basin of water, of course. Then we need 4 washcloths. 2 washcloths for the front, 2 washcloths for the back. Why 2? 1 to wash, 1 to rinse. Why 2 for the back? 1 to wash, 1 to rinse. You got to switch it. All right. Then you're going to need a drying towel. The drying towel you're going to need for here because you're going to clean several body parts. You can't use a small towel for that. Then you're going to use a large towel. You have a bunch of large towels in the cabinet. Okay. So 4 washcloths, bath basin with water, large towel for drying. Then you're going to need a medium towel. The medium towel that we actually covered with the bedpan skill, you're now going to make sure that falls on the pillow so that the pillowcase don't get wet. The other reason for that medium towel is to take away excess lotion from the person's back when you apply it. Because lotion cannot be left on the person's skin because it attracts pathogens. And Prometric is also aware of that. That's why it's also on the checklist. All right. So bath basin with water, 4 washcloths, large towel, medium towel. All right. You're going to need a bath blanket because if you use this to keep covering the patient will the sheets will become wet. So take this, hold it down all the way to the foot of the bed. Use a bath blanket to keep Miss Susie comfortable and of course private because she's going to be naked underneath. All right. You're going to need the gown. The gown that you took off, you're going to need the gown to replace it with. All right. So for the table, because we're going to be touching dirty, please make sure you also cover the table with the barrier. Just common practice whenever you're doing hygiene skills, cover the table so it doesn't make you clean it after. All right. So for this skill, like what I told you guys, Prometric does not require you to use gloves. But in the real world and on the written exams, are you supposed to wear gloves? Definitely 150%. But for Prometric, they don't want you to wear gloves. It is not required. But I'm requiring you to wear it so that you can follow medical asepsis guidelines. All right. So if you're not wearing gloves, make sure you follow medical asepsis. That means your hands got to be sanitized all the time, every time you go from one region to another. All right. Hand hygiene performed all the time. That's why I don't want that. Just wear gloves. All right. You have to change the water. All right. As it becomes colder. So how do we get away with not changing the water multiple times? We can change it one time. That is okay with Prometric. We change it technically before we clean the back. All right. So every region, after every region, just say out loud, the water is still clean and the water is still warm. And so it allows you to move forward without changing the water. So the more you change the water, the more it adds to your time. Because every time you change the water, the bed got to be down, the bed got to be locked. You gotta give Susie the call light. You gotta give instructions to Susie. You gotta dump the water. You gotta rinse the basin out. Then you're gonna test the water. Then you're gonna put water in the basin. A whole lot of steps just to what? Change the water. And we can easily avoid those by just saying that the water is still warm and the water is still clean. But you still have to change it. And the latter part of the skill, that means before you go to the back, just make sure you change the water. All right? Any question? So let's do the skill. Go in when I need her. Then. Oh, okay. Let's go this way again. Proctor said, without this, your second skill. Go straight to the skill. What do I do again? What do I do? Collect it. What do you think I'll do? So technically, the proctor is giving you a chance. That means you're satisfied with your pre-procedure on your first skill. This is your second and third skill. The proctor said go straight to your skill. So that means you're good. But to make sure everything pans out good, you have to do what? You got to verbalize everything. And the proctor knows that you know what you're doing. All right? Okay, proctor, pause for a second. All right, then say it out loud. All right, proctor, I knocked on the door. I greeted Miss Susie. I told Miss Susie who I am. I introduced myself. I went and washed my hands. I told Miss Susie that I'm giving her a bed bath. All right. I told Miss Susie that I'm checking her ID, verified her name and date of birth. So that is pre-procedure. And now that I'm here, I said, Susie, you have Susie saved by making sure she knows where the call light is, how to use it, bend is locked, and bend is down. All right. So that is pre-procedure, and you just have to say that. And by saying that, it kills about 30 seconds off you. That means you just say it out, and it will take about not even 30 seconds to say those things. Okay. So let me do it like I was on the state exam. So, Proctor, okay, I'll do that. Okay, I knocked on the door. I greeted Miss Susie. I acknowledged Miss Susie. I told Miss Susie I'm the CNA for today. I went and washed my hands. I told Miss Susie why I'm here. I'm giving her a bed bath. I verified her ID by checking her ID bracelet, name and date of birth. I made sure Susie knows how to use the call light, and the bed is down, and the bed is locked. And because this is a hygiene skill, I'll be providing privacy, and that is the thing that they want to hear. Then, of course, because this is my second skill, I say hand hygiene. Then now I gather my equipment. You guys got that? Yes? That should take less than 30 seconds. So now I'm gathering my equipment. So equipment, of course, I'll be using barrier for the table. For me, I'll be using gloves. I'll be needing a bath blanket. I'm going to be needing a gown. I'll be needing a medium towel. So this is a medium towel, the same thing we use with bedpan skill. I'll be needing a large towel, which will be at the bottom, large towel. You're going to see me try to make sure the bed linens don't get wet. Then I'm going to need 4 washcloths. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm done with the cabinet. Then I'm going to grab the bath basin. So they have 3 basins. We got 5 basins. So bath basin, liquid soap, and lotion. Take that, put it here. So now the last thing you collect is water. Why? Because water don't get cold. So all hygiene skills, the same thing with hand washing. I test the water first. After testing the water, and that's the only time I put water in the basin. For the sake of the written exam, I suggest you write this down. When we say bed bath, partial bed bath, complete bed bath, the temperature of the water is 110 to 115. Again, 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, that is for a bed bath. Okay. When we are cleaning the perineal region, which is technically called perineal care, the temperature of the water differs. The temperature of the water for perineal care, it is 105 to 109. Again, for the sake of the written exam, not for the sake of the skills exam. Bed bath, partial bed bath, 110 to 115. Perineal care, 105 to 109. A tub bath, a shower. All right, again, a tub bath, a shower, 105 degrees Fahrenheit. There's no range, it's just 105 degrees Fahrenheit. So those numbers is what you're supposed to know when it regards to bathing. All right, perineal hygiene, 105 to 109. Okay, repeat myself. Bed bath, partial bed bath, 110 to 115. Partial perineal care, 105 to 109. Tub bath, shower, 105. Okay, so again, test the water. Water is good. I put water in the basin. How much water? As much water I need for cleaning the front, because I'm going to change the water when I go to the back side. So when I come back, Miss Susie, Elena, how's the water? How's this head? Right, thanks. All right, so put it here. Okay, you could stay here. I'll make this the side. So again, guys, it doesn't really matter which side you're picking. I'm only doing this for camera reasons. So I'm making sure that side is the weak side. So hand hygiene done. Then I put on a pair of gloves. I'll be reusing my gloves. So don't say exam, please do not reuse gloves again. All right, Susie, I'm going to start by raising your bed. Is that okay? Raise the bed, your preference, not the patient's preference. Once it goes past my knee, I should be fine. All right, Susie. All right, so Susie, I'll be covering you with a bath blanket. Is that okay? All right, so I take the bath blanket. Same thing we did with the occupied bed linen change. Throw it on the bed. Please don't shake it. Now it doesn't really matter if the hem is facing down or not because we're no longer doing bed making. But if it's you get used to it, then you're good. All right, Miss Elena, Susie, you help. Go on that side. And again, if you're the partner, don't wait until the proctor tells you what to do. All right, so you're gonna please hold on to this. So you're Susie holding on to that. I'm gonna pull down the top sheet, okay, Susie? All right, hold this down. Please don't remove it because you're not making a bed. You're just avoiding the sheet from getting wet. It's all the way to the foot of the bed. All right, right. So don't take it off because if you take it off, you can't put it back in because now you gotta make the bed. That will add to your time. All right, so Miss Susie, before I can start, I'm gonna take off your gowns. Is that okay? Yeah. So whenever you're undressing, dressing, the person has to be on the follower's position. That means sit them up. Press the button, sit them up. High followers better. You should have that. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to lean forward. 1, 2, 3, lean. Because guys, you have to do this on your own, undressing and changing. So remove the tie. Gowns usually have 2 or 3 strings on the back. You're not required the metric to tie both strings, so just tie the one on top. So what did I say? Undressing, weak side first? Is it the weak side first? Do I remove it from here first and go there? It has to go from where? Strong to weak. All right, so Miss Susie, let me take off your gown first. All right, with your strong arm extended. Okay, maintain as much privacy as you can. Then fold this across. Again, maintain as much privacy as you can. Then, because this is the weak side, you have to show the proctor that you're actually supporting the arm. So lift up the arm, hold it by the elbow, and slide the gown gradually. Don't just yank it. All right. So once it's out, because this is considered dirty, we roll it away from you. We're not going to throw this out. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to put your head down now. Is that okay? So lower the head back to the supine position, back to the flat position. All right. So now you're going to prep Miss Susie now for bathing. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to put the bath blanket across your chest so we don't wet the bed and the sheets. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to put the medium towel behind your head so we don't wet the pillowcase. Raise your head, 1, 2, 3 up. All right, Miss Susie, we're going to start now. Is that okay? So wet, squeeze. All right, the method you use, I always recommend is the mitt, pinch, roll, fold. If you're accustomed to this, this is what you do. When you're folding, then you tuck it in. All right? If you're used to this method. If you're using this for the first time, please don't try because it'll just mess you up. Because you'll spend time just trying to figure that out. It'll kill your time. It's already done. All right? So again, like this, no soap, just water. They do the eye that is across you, inner to outer. Either you go under or over the eye. Then you're going to flip, open, grab any corner, wrap it again on your palm, fold, and tuck. Then this eye, inner, outer, 1 stroke, 2 strokes is more than enough. Open, grab another different corner or same corner, doesn't really matter. This will always be a different side. Forehead to cheek to chin, then flip, forehead to chin, and then we're done with the eyes and face. So Miss Susie, I'm now going to clean your ears and neck, but moving forward, I'll be using soap. Is that okay? So wet, squeeze, make your mitt, get your soap, apply. Then again, you want to bring that closer. All right. So again, ear across the neck, then the other ear. If you want to do that stroke again, you have to make sure that you flip your washcloth. Ear across the neck, then the ear. So for a bed mat, you're allowed to technically reuse a washcloth, but the rule is if you throw it in the hamper, you can't take it back. You cannot put it on the table because the rule is you cannot put anything dirty on the table. So there's only one place you can put it, right by the basin. Just hang it. Just remember which one is your washing washcloth. That means the soapy one. All right. Then you get your second washcloth. This is I'm going to rinse the soap off. Okay. So wet, squeeze, make your mitt or whatever method that you picked. Same stroke, ear, across the neck, then the ear. Then take this, put it on the side. Make sure you remember which one is which. All right. Soapy, rinsing. Okay. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to dry your face, ears, and neck. Is that okay? Yeah. So take the large towel, pat dry the face, the ears, and the neck, and you're done. That's one region done already. All right. Miss Susie, I'm going to clean your trunk now, your chest and abdomen. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. So to do that, I'm going to hold on to the large towel, and I'm going to pull down the bath blanket because you're not supposed to wet the bath blanket. So what's going to happen is the person is technically naked from waist up, right? Like so, right? So once you do that, then you can start cleaning. Technically, you're supposed to be cleaning blindly, right? Proctors, if they're not accustomed to what you're doing, what they're going to say, all right, I need to see what you're doing. So remove the large towel first and put it back later, right? So they're going to ask you to open it, right? And for the sake of training, I'm going to leave it open as well, okay? So which one is my soapy washcloth? You tell me. The long one. So again, give yourself a reminder so you don't make a mistake of picking the wrong one, right? So I wet this, squeeze this, make my mitt or whatever method you're using, apply soap. Then, like what I told you guys earlier, above the nipple line, 1 swipe across, underneath the breast, fold the breast away from you, then the breast in front of you, then you flip. Abdomen is flat, upper, middle, bottom, and I'm done with the washing. Then with this, I fold it, I put it on this side, reminding me another. So it's a reminder to tell me that this is the soapy washcloth. And swipe across. Then, like what I told you guys earlier, above the nipple line, one swipe across, underneath the breast, fold the breast away from you, then the breast in front of you, then you flip. Abdomen is flat, upper, middle, bottom, and I'm done with the washing. Then with this, I fold it, I put it on this side, reminding me another. So it's a reminder to tell me that this is the soapy washcloth. Wet, squeeze, make my mitt. So at this time, you're supposed to now cover Miss Susie. If the proctor asks you that once, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to leave Susie open. Because technically, if I leave her open, I broke what? Privacy. So you're now going to clean it properly now that you're going to clean it from underneath. So from here, one swipe across the chest, underneath the breast fold, underneath the second breast, then open and flip. Then abdominal area, upper, middle, bottom. This is not done yet. So I'm going to put it here to remind me this is the rinsing washcloth, this is the soapy washcloth. Then how do we dry? The drying towels are right on top of our trunk. So pat, pat, dry, pat, pat, dry, pat, pat, dry. Then you take the bat blanket, throw it across Susie's chest, then pull the large towel out, maintaining privacy and making sure this is starting to get wet so she maintains dryness. So now, Miss Susie, I'm done with your chest and abdomen, all right? And your water is still warm and your water is still clean. Because if I don't say that, what do I gotta do? Change the water. Again, like what I told you guys, if I'm changing the water, I gotta put Susie down, I gotta put the call bell, all that safety stuff, all right? Dump the water, rinse the water, wash the basin, then test the water, then put water there, and then come back here and have Susie test the water. That's so many steps just for that, and I gotta change it again later, right? But just by saying that, it avoids me from doing it. So, step this one. All right. So again, you're supposed to be on the weak side. So make sure the large towel overlaps the shoulder, make sure the large towel overlaps the hand, or else you're going to wet the bottom cheek. All right? Okay, Miss Susie, I'm now going to wash your arm. Is that okay? So I get soapy washcloth, wet, squeeze, make my mitt. Support the weak arm by holding onto the elbow, letting her forearm rest on my forearm like so. All right? Then clean. No flipping required here. Shoulder up to the armpit, up to the fingernails, then armpit all the way to the fingernails, deltoid all the way to the fingernails, underneath the arm all the way to the fingernails, lowering the person's arm gently and slowly. All right? So technically, you're done with this washcloth. We're going to put it on the hamper. All right? All right, Miss Susie, I'm now going to rinse the soap off. Is that okay? So take your last washcloth on the basin, wet it, squeeze it, make your mitt. Do the same strokes again, same support. Hold the elbow, shoulder to wrist to fingers, deltoid to fingers, armpit to fingers, lower part of the arm all the way down to the finger. Gently lowering the arm down. So this goes to the hamper as well. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to dry your arm now. Is that okay? Yeah. So take this, wrap the arm, then pat dry the arm. Then take this. So technically, this side is now what? Dirty, wet, right? So what do we do? Because we have to use this for the back. Fold it. Is this clean or not? It's clean, so I could actually put it on the side for me to use it. All right, Miss Susie, I'll be changing the water now. Okay, I'll be right back. You got your call light, you know what to do, right? Lower the bed. Let it down, let it down. So I go, I take the basin, dump it. This is water. This is not urine. This is not bodied away. So I don't need that commode. The commode is used for two skills: when you're draining that, and for the bedpan skill. Now you're gonna rinse this out. Test the water. Water is okay. Then put water in the basin. Put it back there. Take off your gloves. Now this is wet. Dump this. Hand hygiene done. Sanitizing done. Put on a new pair of gloves. When your hands start to get wet, it's gonna be hard to take off. Put on gloves. When you're sanitizing in the real world, make sure your sanitize is totally dry before you put on gloves. All right, Miss Susie, I'll be cleaning your back now. Is that okay? Yeah. All right, so let me raise the bed. I'll hurt the back. Good. All right, Miss Susie. Miss Elena, Susie, I'm going to need your help now. So I'm going to clean her back. So the rule of safety applies. So that means Miss Susie has to be in the position on the bed. Where on the bed? When I turn her, she has to be where? In the middle again. Same thing we've been doing, right? So how do we do that? Same method. All right, Miss Susie, can you come close to me? 1, 2, 3, close. And your hips. 1, 2, 3, come close. Then your leg, what we did earlier. All right, Miss Susie, we're going to turn you. Is that okay? Yeah. All right, so where are my hands supposed to be, guys? Shoulder and hips. All right, Miss Susie, in the count of 3, we're going to turn, okay? 1, 2, 3, turn. And your job is to keep yourself. Close. So your job, guys, is to make sure Susie's steady, right? Because technically the patient is supposed to be able to hold this position. So expose only the part to be used, which is the back, all right? With your large towel, open it up again. Then make sure it overlaps by the hips and overlaps by the shoulder. Then the medium towel that you're going to be using in a little while has to be pulled out from below. You're going to put it on the side because you're going to use the paper, right? So you got 2 remaining washcloths. Wet, squeeze, squeeze. Make your mitt, or whatever method you choose. Apply soap. Then same as abdominal area, upper, middle, bottom, or upper, middle, bottom. Either or is good enough, right? And this goes to the hamper. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to rinse the soap off your back. Is that okay? Yeah. So wet, squeeze. Proctor, Jessica, I made a mistake.
What is your mistake?
What is my mistake, guys? If anybody caught it? Before I would have started this. I did make a mistake. I forgot it. I just remembered it. Right. What mistake was I supposed to do that I did at the beginning? Sure thing, folks. What did I do with the water at the beginning? I made Susie test it. Second time around, I forgot to take the test. All right. So Miss Jessica, that is my mistake, right? Proctor, depends on what they're doing. So again, now I'm going to rinse it off. Same strokes, upper, middle, bottom, upper, middle, bottom. Either or is good enough. And this now goes to the hamper. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to be drying your back. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So pat, pat, dry, pat, pat, dry. Now the large towel goes to the hamper. All right, Miss Susie, now that we're done washing you, I'm going to apply lotion on your back. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So take the lotion, put it on your palm, at least a quarter of a teaspoon. All right, it's good enough. Warm it up. Lotions are always cold on both palms. Once you have warmed it up, now you got lotion on both your palms, whether you're using gloves or not. I suggest you use gloves. All right, so what did I say? What are the strokes? Gliding and circular. So I'm going to apply it in a gliding motion. Then I'm going to rub it in the circular motion. At this time, the proper in the state exam is proper hawa. She'll just be standing up and looking at my arm. What am I doing? Am I doing long strokes and circular strokes? That's what they're going to be checking. All right. Then the second reason for this medium towel is to remove excess lotion from the person's back. Once that is done, this of course goes to the hamper. All right, Miss Susie, you're going to line your back. 1, 2, 3, lie down. Then I'll change my gloves. I'll fold lotion. Verbalize sanitizing or hand hygiene done. Then I put on a new pair of gloves. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to put you on a new gown now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, so I take the gown. Okay, so like what I said, whenever you're dressing or undressing, it's always in a fowler's position. Sit them up. All right, Susie. And again, for you guys, which side am I going to go first? Strong or weak? Weak. So what do I do to make sure the proctor knows I'm supporting the weak side? I take my arm. If I'm on this side, my left arm goes here. So I'm holding onto the gown like this. Then I grab the weak arm by the elbow, and I slide this across gently, slowly. So the proctor technically knows that I'm being gentle and supporting and giving support to the weak side. Right? Then move forward, Miss Susie. Then we're going to slide this across the strong side, maintaining as much privacy as I can. Put this in. All right, Miss Susie, I'm going to need you to lean forward. Then Susie, I'm going to tie the string. Guys, like what I said, depends on the gown. They either have 2 or 3 strings, but you're only required to tie 1. So it's up to you what to tie. Does everybody know how to tie a slip knot? What is a slip knot? Shoelace. You guys know how to tie shoelace, of course, right? So make sure you know how to tie that, because if I tie the knot here, I didn't use the shoelace method. What do you think will happen if Elena is going to be performing after me and her skill is also this? When it's time for her to remove the gown, what do you think will happen? She's going to waste time doing what? Trying to figure out how to do this, right? And because of that, she's going to fail. So please, make sure you know how to tie a slip knot. Not for your sake, for the sake of whoever's performing after you. All right, Miss Susie, you got your gown on, then put your head down again. All right, Susie, I'm going to need your help again. So I'm going to throw back the top sheets to cover your back again, which I kept dry. Hold on to this, please. Thank you. Let's pull down your back blanket. While you're pulling down the back blanket, please fix Susie's gown. Once you're done pulling it out, roll it. Like I told you, I'll roll it away from you. Dump it on the hamper. So stretch this. Make sure it's tucked in at the foot of the bed. Make sure this is fan folded by the shoulder if it's too long. Miss Susie, can you wiggle your toes?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Miss Susie, I'm just going to clean up. Maybe lower your bed. You know what to do with the collar, right?
Yeah.
It's right there on your right arm. Okay. So bed is down, bed is locked, all bed in place, all bed instructions given. Open the curtain, then start cleaning. Always personal care items first. If you got the box of gloves, get rid of it, put it away where it's supposed to go. Take this, put it either in the first or second drawer. This technically is trash, but we're not throwing it out. Then, with all reusable basins, already use a few. Dump, rinse a little bit. Take a paper towel, wet, get soap. You wash, you rinse. With gloves on, okay, make sure whenever you're cleaning the basin, doesn't matter which one, you gotta wear gloves. Then dry it. Dry it, dump it, take this, put it where it's supposed to be put, which is on the second or third drawer for us. We're going to clean it up, but like 4 basins there, so it's supposed to be 2. So take this, roll, clean touches clean, outside touches outside. Then if this was my second skill, I will just verbalize it because I verbalized everything at the beginning. All right, Ms. Susie, are you good?
Yeah.
You need anything?
No.
Are you comfortable?
Yes.
Then I pause. All right. Then I wash what needs to be washed. Eyes, face, ears and neck, chest, abdomen, one arm. Which arm? The weak arm. Then the back. All right. Then did I rub lotion the right way? Gliding, circular. All right. Did I make sure that the water was always clean and warm? Yes, I did. All right. If I did all of that and I made sure Susie is washed, rinsed, and dried, I would never fail this skill. All right. There's only one student that I know of that failed this skill. Why? Because she washed everything. I don't know which class she attended. Because I never taught anybody to wash from head to toe in one setting. Foot care,